Alright. What's going on, people? Late Sunday, 9 p.m. Those of you coming from Sean's tournament, it was a really fun watch, a really good performance. Congratulations, Silent. Taking 2 dubs today, winning, match and straight into winning, a nice little cash prize for this tournament. But what I'm bringing to you today is Imperium Perfect versus Neo B. 2 teams coming off of 3-1 victories versus their opposition, and both these teams, having a distinct play style, distinct compositions that they like and don't like, and distinct play styles that kind of fit how they want to play the game perfectly. The thing that's the most important in this match, and I'm sure most people know, is how Zilla and Foglio are going to perform compared to Asbiel and Starling. Hammer, double hammer versus double hammer tends to be the standard, and when we're starting off on WA Academy, becomes even more importance that both hammer players get off to a good start. IP has a bit more diversity in the team compositions they've been practicing, and compared to Neo's B team, but Neo's B team is really, and I mean it when I say extremely solid at being able to properly play and execute the game plan they laid out for themselves. One might think that it's one-dimensional and relatively straightforward, but in this game, things that might look one-dimensional and straightforward have many more layers to it that it can be hard to see in between the lines. So we're just waiting for what this actual first map pick is going to be. I would not be surprised. Yeah, first map pick ends up being WNA, and as you know, and as I always state, WNA isn't anyone's favorite. It's a neutral map. It's a map that, hey, you go into saying we're gonna play better than our opponents, and IP looking to start it off hot, and Starling showcasing the first instance of their sound hammer. This is something that Imperium Perfect has been kind of working on, honing in during scrims, and finally seeing on the main stage, game 1. It's gonna be really interesting. Sound hammer being brought a little bit closer to the drone running capabilities of Skate and Sushi, while also being a little bit more able to scrap, which is something that fits Starling's play style a lot better, in my opinion, than and I think it's a better fit than his Sushi axe. But we'll see how it matches against Zilla and Foglio, both proficient skate hammer players. So Starling's gonna need to do a little bit extra work in catching up with the dominance that the 2 on Neo B side can exhibit. So heading into game 1, relatively standard start. Aaron going really aggressive. Starling as well. They really want this mid control, and Neo B just kind of gives it to them. They don't even bother. We'll see. Yep, there's Zilla in the corner. Zilla, pretty standard start, goes around the outside every time and either looks for inner or outer. Decides to go outer this time, but loses the drone in the process, and not going to get anything out of it. Not the start that you would want when you're playing double hammer, but it seems like they got Asbiel in the lock. Asbiel though dashes out, very smart. Starling comes in and gets Mason off of him, and good start for Imperium Perfect. 3 drones to 2, and now it's just a matter of being able to snowball their lead. Their team composition is actually very, very interesting. It's double sound hammer, Sushi axe, and trick ball. So they have no katanas. They have no katanas, 3 hammers, 1 yo-yo, and here it is, the rockets. There's 1 rocket. We should see another rocket coming in from Tony, most likely. We'll see. Yep, Tony almost has the rocket, and this is really going to put a damper on Neo's plans. When you're running double hammer, but you're having to contend with 2 rockets at the same time, it really limits your options, because if the drone that you're going to just gets rocketed from across the map, and here's Tony with their rocket, you're kind of left with nothing much to do. On On the other side of things, Mason picking up Horn instead of sticking with Drill. Interesting decision. I mean, after seeing this first team composition that Imperium Perfect brought out, there's another rocket from Starling. Excellent work on farming the Ninjutsu gauge properly. But I mean, after seeing this team composition, I wouldn't be surprised if game 2, no matter win or lose, Mason decides to go Drill. Does a little, Punish Blade does a little better against these beefier weapons than Dragon does. You know, 200 damage compared to the 200 per swing, with a total 400 burst on Punishing Blade. But as I'm, you know, giving all these accolades to Imperium Perfect, Neo, not phased at all by double rocket, double sound hammer. You know, still making this game close and bringing it back. But again, you know, like I always say, like you saw in the games earlier today, like you saw yesterday, like you saw the day before and last week, it's not really about the early game on this map. Good triple stun by Starling, good KO. It's about the end game. And these last 60 seconds are going to be littered with rockets. So if Neo doesn't secure a solid lead right now, this could end in the worst possible way for them. And you can already see that they're Imperium Perfect is really amassing a lead. And there's one rocket for Tony. You see, yeah, Zilla. Oh, Starling stunned into Tony rocket spells the end for Zilla. This is not the time that you want your hammer to die. The second rocket comes in from Starling, gets Rose, and this is what I mean, talking about the end of the game. You have to be able to get a lead big enough that this double rocket strategy won't matter. Neo B never did that, so they just blew open, Imperium Perfect just blew open the game. You know, the game was relatively even, but after this double rocket, you can see the lead keeps going up for Imperium Perfect. And, you know, double hammer gets you so far, but can it close out the game? This bag is going to be really crucial by Zilla, and the next 2 drones, Neo has to get. Otherwise, the game actually just gives for free. But Zilla whiffs the bag on Starling, and Aaron's with the polymorph. Not what you want to see when at the end of the game. So 2K lead, 1K lead. Neo B still fighting back, but Imperium Perfect doing a good job holding on to their lead. This probably will come down to bonuses, but we can see Aaron 2-7 on 6.5K. Takes Epon Master, which means that Imperium Perfect probably take the game. Like, as I'll say this so many times, you'll hear me say this so many times across the series, and especially on WNA, it is never about early mid, it's always about the late game. And that double rocket back-to-back, Zilla not converting on the touchy Muyo at the end there, these crucial plays that you make at the end of games is really what decides it. And Imperium Perfect take a solid 1-0 lead. So, game 2, right? If you're Neo B, you're like, you know what? They cheesed us. You know? Man, they just cheesed us with double rocket. Nah, we're not gonna let that happen again. You know, maybe okay, maybe we missed a couple plays. It's not that big of a deal. We can come back from it. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Croissant Arena counter pick here. So, I mean, we'll see. I fully expect Croissant. I don't think they would want to run it back to WNA Academy. And if I'm Neo B, I would actually want to go to. I would actually want to go to Croissant Arena. As much as Imperium Perfect practices that map, it's the best in dealing with this triple rocket strategy. And yes, me being correct, you know, maybe some of the Neo B members are watching the stream. We have a Croissant Arena pick coming in game 2. Like I said, you know, give more room for, you know, Zilla and Foglio to work, and these rockets will have a lot less value than on a map that's as big as Croissant Arena. This will be interesting to see. Again, as I'll always say, Croissant Arena, double hammer paradise. It doesn't matter which 2 hammers. Being able to split the map in half, split the map in layers, or split the map in duos, really gives a lot of options. And I think allowing this team that space to work, giving Zilla Foglio more room to make individual plays is a lot better. But on Imperium Perfect side, we see a costume change from, I believe, Asbiel. We'll see what that ends up being. Starling back on the trusty Sushiak. We'll have to see what the rest of the team composition ends up being. I mean, like I said, Neo's B team, they don't really have much flexibility in regards to the weapons that they can play. But when it comes to actually executing their strategy, that's what really makes, that's really their identity. You saw even that game, not many teams can adapt to dealing with triple rocket that quickly, and they did a really good job in keeping that game close. There was just a couple of crucial plays at the end that really didn't allow them to get over the bridge. So, game 2 set up to be a good one. I fully expect a relatively standard start. I wouldn't be surprised if it was passive. Both these teams understand the value of getting the first drones right off the bat, and we're gonna have to see. Let me just double check these weapons here as we're loading into this map. We got the Iron Noise for Tony, double sushi, trick ball. So still no. Wow, this is a for all the people who talk about Ippon Katana being the strongest weapon right now in multiple game modes. It's it's absent in the series so far. Haven't seen a single one. So those of you who are tired of watching the tournament and are tired of seeing Ippon Katanas, this is a really good match for you. Aaron starts off the bat, KO Zilla and lets Starling take the drone free. But Mason and Zilla, Zilla actually lives with 1 HP. No hammer glitch, just really good escape ability. But Starling finishes off the KO on Zilla and back to the normal. Mason's dragon gets interrupted, runs right in the face of Starling when Mason was throwing that dragon. A really big mistake, allowing that dragon to actually be canceled. But Zilla and Foglio find themselves on the same side of the map. Not something that I would expect. This is disastrous. Good bind by Starling. Wish the tornado, but it's not like it matters. Aaron there to clean up shop. And even while I'm saying all of this, the game is still not going in the way of Imperium Perfect. It's still a relatively even game. The first rockets are coming in, and this will be really crucial. Mason doesn't go through the same thought process I went through in deciding whether or not to run corn over drill. So we're gonna see if it comes in handy this game. Foglio controlling the top half of the map as expected, and Zilla is gonna pick up the other half of the map in tandem. We got a rocket by Rose and a rocket by Tony, so we'll see what usage they can get out of it. Good bind by Asbiel. Good dash out by Asbiel, and sets it up for Tony's rocket on Rose. Good play all around. Tony takes out Zilla as well. Mason looking for something to do and finds Tony. But breaking the sound hammer as Cornbat, and with Asbiel there, a good idea by Mason just to get away. And now this is where the game gets serious. The big drones are starting to spawn. Now is the time to make plays, if anything. Echoing Scream destroys the net. Zilla misses the Power Buster, but still manages to get away with the drone, which is extremely valuable. And again, right, the sound hammer getting decent amount of value with these stuns, but being unable to convert. Good tornado by Foglio to secure the drone, and this is a nice 1K lead for Neo B. Starling takes out Foglio, but Aaron falls to Mason to make that a 1-for-1 trade. Rose takes out Tony with the rocket. Asbiel eats the dragon, and this lead's growing. It went from a 1K lead to now it's a 3K lead and climbing. But again, this match isn't exactly over yet. Still, 1 or 2 more drone rotations lower, and if Ippon Masters can, or not Ippon Masters, if Imperium Perfect can secure that, then we got a game on our hands, and it might have to come down to bonuses. But Neo B, Night Owl is really doing a good job trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Ruin Foglio and Tendo. 180, please. Thank you. Zilla and Foglio and Tendo making sure that these big drones die when they need to die. This is looking like a clean closeout for this game. Borrowing a hero play from like a rocket, this is looking pretty done for Imperium Perfect. 4K lead coming in, 5 seconds left. Going to game 2. Nice even series. And all around, just solid Croissant Arena play. So, now the question is, right, are we running back to WNA or are we trying to hit something different? And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we see the run back to WNA Academy. Again, you know, it's a comfort pick for everyone in this game, but Imperium Perfect's team composition really outplayed Neo's comp towards the end game. But I mean, if you're Neo, I don't think you're too mad about going WNA, because again, they only won that game due to good late game plays. But 4U to 8, I see you, and you say cough cough Shinobi, and I say cough cough Shinobi too. I think if they want to run the comp that they want to run, then I'll go Shinobi City too. But instead, they decide to go home. You know, it's like I said earlier today, you know, you lost everything, and where did that bring you? Back to me. Yeah, WNA Academy. A home sweet home for everyone in this game, and run it back. In like game 3 scenarios, right, this is super crucial when it comes to the mental of most players. You know, if you lose this game 3, go down 2-1, you know, now you're playing with all the pressure, in the world, because we have a stage swap. Starling finally realizing what his team composition actually wants to do and realizing how to play against it. Look, I'm just happy, you know, if he was watching the stream. Starling, if you're watching the stream right now, I'm disappointed that you didn't, if that Shinobi City wasn't the first map that you thought of as a counter pick. You really need to have a thought process and think about how your team composition actually functions in the game. If you're not watching the stream, I'm glad you you came up with that thought process and actually realized that the team composition would work properly. So we get the insta swap to Shinobi City, which fits a lot better with their team composition. Double sound hammer coming in clutch on this map especially. You know, kind of my theory around Shinobi City, right, is like, look, you just want to make sure that the drone on your half of the map gets taken no matter what, and you want to make sure that, you know, you continuously repel your opponent from taking that drone on that half of the map. You use ninjutsus like Piercing Mixer, like Rocket, to, you know, contest the other half of the map without actually having to, you know, assign people to go over there, and you just play the starvation game instead of playing, you know, the hyper aggressive back and forth game that, you know, most teams play on this map. I mean, you've seen all the Shinobi City maps, Power Made, Shinobi City Savants. You saw it in the Radiance versus WNX series as well. Most teams go back and forth on this map, but we'll see if Starling's team can stay firm and play the proper defense that they know how to play. Game 3, crucial game 3, decider of counter pick of game 5, or sealing out the series game 4. See what, you know, both teams decide. And right now, I mean, Zilla in the back line somehow, some way. Mason sitting in the middle of the field, and first drone comes up. Doubles, we got stun and polymorph, but Aaron's bound, and Foglio getting free reign over this drone. Good stun by Tony, secures the drone. Aaron with the transform, but messes up the confirmed combo. But Mason and Foglio still staying on this half of the map. Tony leaving Aaron to get KO'd. The respawn timers are going to be there for this next drone spawn, and this is good patience by Tony. Oh, hold on. And we're seeing Zilla's trick ball for the first time. You know, I guess I lied when I said that Neo B, didn't have much flexibility in their team compositions, because they're clearly proving me wrong by Zilla breaking out the trick ball. I think this is an excellent choice, trying to match the triple rocket on the other side for Imperium Perfect. But we're going to see if it pays off in dividends for him. Mason as well, bringing out the drill to, be able to chunk through these tankier members. Punishing Blade, really valuable for doing such that. And Gum Grenade provides way more pressure to get people off drones than Gum Launcher does, so I like it a lot. First rocket coming in for Zilla is going to be really valuable. This is the polymorph, and Rose is there to back him up, and it's rocket time. Where are we going to go? I have all day. I'm going to sit here and wait. Zilla, how do you want to use this rocket? Oh, Erink polymorphs Zilla polymorphs Erink as Erink polymorphs Mason. And good KO for Zilla. Another rocket coming in for Imperium Perfect. A third rocket coming in for Imperium Perfect, getting Foglio and knocking away Rose. And we're still waiting for Zilla's rocket here. This rocket has to go, and you're holding on to it, but it gets to a point where you just have to let it fly, like right now. But Tony doesn't even notice Zilla's there. Zilla chases Tony when Tony didn't even know that they were there. Very easily could have thrown the rocket and then turned around to assist the team. But Tony's right now in a 1v4, and he's probably going to get KO'd for absolutely free. We'll see. Rose dies to Erink. Mason takes out Rose. And being even trade. Finally, the rocket comes out. Goodbye, Starling. Goodbye, Asbiel. Goodbye, Tony. This is the triple rocket. Wonderful play by Zilla. Sits on it just long enough to make the hero play, and this lead just got blown wide open. As much as it can be blown open on Shinobi City, 2K lead, but that's a really solid lead that you want to have. And we're still in one more rocket territory for both these trick balls. So this next series in the Ninjutsus is really important. You should see a tornado here from Asbiel. Now the rocket comes in from Starling, so almost gets Zilla. Zilla walks away alive. Gets the double polymorph, but nothing much is going to come of it. And now Tony with the rocket and Erink as well. One more rocket. Yep. This is going to be crucial in actually ending the game. So we're going to see if these two rockets can actually, The rocket comes in, nice and stealthy, off angle, finds Rose, but Rose doesn't exactly die from it. And Starling manages to secure the home zone. It's still a 3K lead. Punishing Blade by Mason. Tries to get Erink, and Erink, fancy footwork, gets out. But Mason still manages to find one, and Neo B. Pardon me for calling this early, but Neo B managing to find themselves a game 3 win. So they're in a really good spot right now. Barring an absolute miracle. Let's see, they stacked triple Drone Master, but they're not going to have Depot Master, so we'll see. They get 1,500 points from this. Oh, wait, never mind. Foglio shuts me down really quick. Did a really good job of feeding all these drones to Foglio to make sure that whatever business that Epon Masters was up to on the scoreboard, they couldn't complete it. And the double Epon Master by Zilla and Rose. Game 3, crucial game 3 goes to Neo B, and they'll get counterpick if this game goes to game 5. So really, really interesting. So now, see, now is when the real fun starts. Now is when you really start having to think, like, look, if we're Epon Masters, what do we do? What are we gonna do here? We didn't know that Zilla had a trick ball. We didn't know that they could come up with these compositions. Of course, trick ball being one of the best countermeasures to Soundhammer. These are words from the #1 Soundhammer player in North America. Shout out Naza F21. And I don't even have to look to see what map they're going next. This is an insta pick for Epon Masters. They say, look, you're playing hot, but we actually don't care. We're coming in, WNA Academy, and we're gonna try to hit you with the same thing that we hit you with game 1. Dominant victory. Same team compositions coming out for both sides. Something that I personally am not a fan of, but we're gonna have to see, because it's clear that Neo B has made the proper adjustment, and hopefully Zilla, Zilla's smart enough to know that staying on trick ball here has to be the best option. So we're going to check these compositions right out the gate, and if I don't see a trick ball from Zilla, I'm going to be very confused. I believe that they've still kept it, so I don't have to see. Again, WNA, right? Heat check. Who's playing better? Who's feeling like they're cooking? And right now, I'm sure after that 3K rocket, Zilla's feeling a little hot. After that one, we got a game on our hands here. Game 4, crucial, must win for Imperium Masters, and Neo. Doesn't really matter to them if they lose, because they got counterpick game 5. And Zilla switches back to Skate Hammer. Again, you know, it's one thing to go back to familiarity, but when you have a game plan that has produced results, right? Especially on WNA, which is such a neutral map that, you know, team composition plays less of a factor. It's more of making sure that you're countermeasuring what your opponents are doing. So I mean, we're gonna see, like, if we're talking about a heat check game, this is the one, because last time Imperium Masters did a really good job of shutting down the double hammer strategy. So we're gonna have to see, but regardless, right? As I said, Neo B, they're playing this game. They're under minimal pressure, right? Game 5, hey, we still got counter picks, so they're gonna have to come up with something new. Otherwise, we'll just, if they try to do the same thing, we'll hit them right back. Additionally, they also are like, yeah, we can just close out the series right now. And Mason, first punishing blade, super important. But Starling with the first rocket secures the drone, doesn't quite find anything. Zilla with a good bag in the background. Tony and Asbiel, tag team duo on Mason. Foglio breaks Asbiel's weapon, and Mason accidentally knocks Asbiel far away before Foglio can land the finishing hit. Mason dashes up in the air, uses the punishing blade. Excellent. I don't see many punishing blade players do this, and this right here makes me very happy. Unfortunately, getting stun locked, tornado, and taken out. An unfortunate series of events, which from what looked to be a really good play. And this is an even game. Another rocket's probably going to come in for Tony, so we'll see when they want to use that one. Probably mid here. Yeah. Anyway, a relatively even lead, a relatively even score on the scoreboard. You know, this is, again, right, 2K on WNA Academy isn't necessarily safe, but it's definitely something that you can hold for the rest of the game. And dude, come on, guys. Second rocket in a row that gets flubbed, and this is really not what you want to see, especially considering how much valuable rocket is in this series. Good E-pump by Rose on Asbiel, and we're getting into mid late game now. Zilla whiffs yet another bag on airing, but you know, the tag team duo will make sure that drone gets secured and they get out of there in due time. Again, still managing to hold a 2K lead. Asbiel gets bound by the gun grenade from Mason, and Mason might just pop punishing blade here just for the HP. No, decides not to. He's gonna hold on to that for a bit later. Pops punishing blade with the drone in sight, but we'll see if they get anything more. Good tornado by Asbiel. Doesn't get the drone, and might actually die for it. No, doesn't exactly. And Mason will actually secure the big drone, possibly. This lead, right? They're maintaining a 2K lead. They're doing a really good job. Like, Imperium Master, or not, Imperium Perfect really needs to make a play, like, sooner rather than later. There's one rocket, doesn't manage to find anyone. They need to make a play. 3K, 40 seconds left. You know, are there any rockets? This rocket, Aaron's rocket doesn't get anything. Can Starling's rocket get something? Just says Foglio, I don't want you playing this game anymore. Foglio, get out of my sight with the absolute DM. Zilla with the bag though. And excellent rocket by Rose. Shake the hand. 4K lead, 15 seconds left. You know, no drones on the map. Leo B. Says who? Starling who? Latin American super team, what? They prepped themselves for a win. Let's see if they actually can bring it back, depending on the bonuses. Zilla gets Drone Master, which puts it out of reach, barring double Epon Master. Yep, Rose Epon Master, and guess what? Guess what? You know, before I got on stream, you know, Majin Joker really was talking this Neo B team up. really saying, you know, they got some new strats, they got something a little bit different, and you know, there's someone on the other side who wasn't exactly too you know, didn't want to confirm it to be true, but looks like that, you know, unnamed person got proven wrong. Majin Joker, super happy. You know, first place he's going is that voice chat, celebrating, you know, these guys for the victory, these people for the victory. Really solid win by Neo B. Good adaptation game 2, which is something that a lot of teams really need to take notes from when it comes to gameplay. And Neo B off to a solid 2-0 start to the season. Absolutely amazing. So Majin about to eat real good tomorrow. A nice barbecue sandwich, and me, I got a nice date with my bed. So thank you all for watching. This is it for tonight. Again, as if you missed it earlier, this week of ENL is a bye week, but we will be catching up with a couple of games that we missed, and there might be it might be a little something that might be happening next weekend. So I'll see y'all later. Peace out.